What are some other things that you've noticed people doing that they believe are correct but lead to more problems?
It's them extensions.
Today, I am honored to be joined by someone who truly embodies excellence, experience, and evolution in this industry. Please help me welcome Renada Lovelace. Renada is a master loctician, educator, and co-owner of Royal Mane Hair Studios, a trusted staple in her community for over a decade. With over 20 years of experience as a licensed cosmetologist, she has dedicated her career not to just doing hair, but to truly mastering the art and science behind it. Within Microloc Mastery, Renata plays a powerful leadership role as both our site instructor coordinator and in-person site instructor, helping to train and elevate the next generation of certified professionals. She is also the founder of Elevate Your Locks Academy, where she continues to pour into stylists through innovative education, including her signature program, Lock Logic. If you're ready to learn from someone who is truly walking in excellence in this field, let's get into it. Hi, Renata.
Hey, Jessyca.
It's great talking with you.
My name is Renada Love. My role in Microloc Mastery is site instructor coordinator, and it's also a site instructor in Bloomfield, Connecticut. I've been on my Microloc journey for, I want to say, about 3 years now, when I actually started out with the other people, the Sister Lock program, 5 years ago. So yeah, I've been in the industry for a few years.
Yes. And what's your other background?
So my background for real is cosmetology. I got my cosmetology license in 05. And so I've been licensed since then. I started out braiding since I was early teens. And I'm in my mid 40s now. So I've been doing hair for a very long time. I have well over 30 years in the hairdressing field, period, whether it be braids, weaves, running my business, which is another thing that I did not include. But yeah, I've been in the industry for over 30 years, so I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I am co-owner for Royal Mane Hair Studio. My business partner's name is Mika. We've been operating in Bloomfield for about 8 years, but we actually started our business in a salon suite in West Hartford, Connecticut. And so we rented out one room and grew out that room, and then rented out a double room and grew out that room, and then went into an square foot salon that houses 6 stations now, but we're currently in the middle of a renovation to include 2 more stations because we need more stylists or locticians, depending on who comes first. But we're expanding, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Locks has definitely helped us to expand more. So it's definitely lucrative.
Do you have any areas of focus or specialty? And what type of clients do you typically work with?
Okay. Right now, my area of focus is my ladies with the microlocks. For the bulk of my clientele base is microlocks or sister locks clients. I have a couple of ladies who come in for silk presses and sew-ins, which is what I was known for initially. But I've actually kind of stayed away from that. And my main focus right now is my microloc clients. My clientele base is normally the business professional. I have one lady running for governor right now in a different state. I have the mayor of the town of Bloomfield right now, who's here, deputy mayor, I'm sorry, I do her hair. And so I have I have a heart surgeon. I have some
prominent,
well-to-do, prominent, yeah, ladies for clientele base. I have some college students. So the clientele base, it ranges, and really and truly, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody loves the locks. As long as they look beautiful, they're gonna come. So yeah, I have a lot of clientele.
I love it. Are there any common challenges your clients come to you with?
Mm-hmm. So a lot of the times the clients who come to me with challenges, they normally come to me because they have some type of hair issues, whether it be breakage, whether it be hair loss issues, or even bad maintenance. So when it comes onto the bad maintenance, I make sure that I take care of how they maintain their hair at home first. We talk about product usage, we talk about braiding and banding, we talk about how are they maintaining their hair at home. I've taken on a lot of transfer clients recently. I've kind of slowed down on doing my establishments. I only do one establishment per month. So I'm not taking more clients than what I need to take, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But when they come to me with the hair loss issues, it's making sure that we make sure that detention isn't causing any more problems than it needs to. We make sure that because sometimes also I need to make sure that the hair loss issues is not an upkeep issue, make sure that it's not a health issue. So when I see certain things coming out, like the follicles coming out along with the hair, then we start talking about how are we maintaining our health more so than just maintaining hair, because your hair grows underneath your scalp. I really want to make sure that that you're healthy, because if you're not healthy, then regardless of what we do to keep the hair on the top, it's going to leave us. So making sure that your health is also good on top of making sure that your hair is healthy as well.
That's an excellent point. Excellent point. It starts within, and the hair is the expression of what's happening internally. Great point.
Absolutely. I tell my clients a lot of the times, like, regardless if you want to tell me what's going on with your hair is going to tell on you. So it is what it is. If you tell me you're not putting products in your hair and I take you over to the bowl and the bowl is and it's telling me that you have products in your hair, I'm not asking any more questions.
Right.
I'm going to see what your hair is going to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, actually leads into the next question then is, what are some of the common mistakes that you see people making with microlocs?
Definitely. I see the people who always say, oh, my hair is dry, and I need to put some products in my hair. And a lot of the times it's not necessarily dry, it's just the texture of your hair. So if you want to soften it up, there's some things that we can do. Like we can give you a steam treatment, we can give you all of those things. However, if you're still putting too much moisturizer in your hair, if you're still putting the oils in your hair, those things are still going to cause a problem with at least your maturing phases than anything else.
Yeah. So speaking of what things people do, what are some other things that you've noticed people doing that they believe are correct but lead to more problems?
It's them extensions.
Okay. That's been a hot topic. Yes.
It is. And I think that's the first thing that popped up in my head because it's such a hot topic. I know we were talking about the lady with the kinky twist, the blonde kinky twist. Because oddly enough, when you were talking about it, I saw it earlier that day and I clicked off of the video because it got me mad.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you the reason why it got me mad. Like, I understand that that's what she liked. I understand that she was going for a certain look. I get all of that. However, you had a bad experience with this particular establishment to then turn around and get the same establishment again. That made me so mad. Like, you didn't learn the first time. So now you went and you spent, what, $2,300, I think she said? And then
the video I showed, she said she would have had to pay $3,500 in total. The one I had,
to get the same exact thing. Like, I would have thought about that.
A different method. I agree. There's a responsibility that people need to have as a client. You need to do your due diligence too. And
yes,
you don't have to know all the nuances, the ins and outs of the industry, of the technique, but there's a couple of things that just a simple little search or a conversation and different would get you some more clarity. Instead of, like you said, trying the same approach. The twists are not going to lock.
They're not.
They're not going
They're
to.
not going to lock. I don't care if it's human hair or not. Once you braid that sucker in there, it's not staying. It is what it is. Like, so for me, and by no means, and again, I understand she liked what she liked. However, as a loctician who understands how certain things are, that wasn't going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, it's almost like, do you want to, well, it's the suffering, the consequences for me.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Okay.
at some point you're gonna have to learn, like,
Mm-hmm.
doing
Yeah.
your due diligence, asking the right questions, kind of stepping outside of your comfort zone to see what
Mm-hmm.
else is out there first before you
Exactly.
actually jump back into the same thing again. Like,
Mhm. You know, I
and I
look at
know
it,
that there's more people who do that.
yeah. I look at it like even buying a car, going to the dealer, buying a lemon, because it happened to me. I went and I didn't do my research. I went and bought the car on a whim, got pressured, whatever, got excited, and then realized when I got home and looked online, it was listed for 5,000 less than what I paid. And so if I went back to that dealer to get another car or to try to get or go to
Mm-hmm.
a similar thing, doing the same steps, not researching, then whose fault does it then become? Because they're always going to be doing what they're doing, like knowing, willingly, intentionally, unintentionally. But where's the responsibility
Mm-hmm.
that comes to me?
Mm-hmm.
It was a good
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. And then the more information you put out there, it's like the more bad information is out there too. So it's like
Mhm.
you got to sift through the nonsense, and
Yeah,
sometimes it's it
yeah.
could be difficult, but hopefully at someday we'll get it together.
That's actually one of the next questions that leading right into my next question is, what should clients look for in a qualified professional?
Mm-hmm. The first thing I'm going to say is proof of work. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that for the new ladies the new people that are coming in, it's going to be difficult to prove that you know what you're doing. However, if you could show me some pictures, like I have pictures now from my very first client, my very first establishments. Those ladies are still coming to me, so I can be able to show you how it started, from how it looks now. So being able to show that, being able to explain certain things that the clients would need to understand, being able to talk to the client about their hair, like being able to show that you're knowledgeable in what it is that you're doing is beneficial for your client. At least makes them feel comfortable and sitting in your chair.
Mm-hmm.
So, showing that you know what you're doing. And if you're a new person, at least being able to answer questions and saying, I don't have the answer to that question, but I have a mentor I can call and be able to, help me in this stance. Some people, I do believe that people give grace if you're honest.
Yes.
And if they don't sit with you, then that's just not the person that's for you. So again, like being patient as well and saying, what's for me is for me. I'm going to get the clientele that I need.
Yep.
And I'm going to push forward in doing the best work that I can do with the clients that are for me. And I think that can be beneficial in sustaining and having a profitable lot business.
Right. Do you think there's a lot of people that don't, um, that are, maybe their mindset is, I don't know. I don't want to say desperate, but their mindset is in trying to capture everybody, that they don't have a solid foundation of what they stand for. So they're
Mhm.
just trying to capture everyone, do what they
So,
think the client wants.
right, because I was there when I first started doing lots.
Mhm,
I was there. I'm just like, I'm not turning away no money.
mhm,
I
mhm,
didn't start off with the $500 stuff, but I did have a couple of people who I started out at $500. So I was just like, okay, I'm not too confident in this,
mhm,
so I'm not gonna. Because initially I started off at 850.
mhm,
Um, I'm not too confident in doing this.
mhm,
This particular person had like hair loss issues and all of the things. So I'm just like, okay, well, I don't think you're a candidate. I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna give you a cheaper rate, and we gonna work this out together. Try to figure out how to. I'm new,
mhm,
That's how I learned. I learned
mhm,
off of her. I learned off of a couple of other people. She ended up combing out her locks. And I
mhm,
have one particular client I've been working on repairs for almost 2 years now because she has that much hair.
mhm,
And when I tell you I've learned,
mhm,
so some things I don't shy away from because I know that it's a learning experience. It may help me, it may not. Give me some thicker skin if push come to shove. But um Yeah, I've learned quite a bit off of these clients and even knowing my patients.
Yeah.
So
Is
yeah.
there, you were describing some clients. Is there a particularly memorable client that came to you and maybe had a transformation? And what was it like before they got to you? And then, the process
hmm
with
hmm
you?
I have one particular lady whose hair is really thick
Mm,
and large curls, but coarse at the same time.
mm,
So right, so the texture is a little different. And the person who started her locks started them with twists. And um, how did this work? It was a lot of bunching going on. It so I had to do repairs on her. So the transformation on her now compared to how it was when she first came to me,
mm,
I can show the pictures. They were big and bunchy and a whole bunch of bunching and stuff going on and the loops going like all of the things. And to
mm,
now looking at it, it looks as if she started out with interlocks. I had to go on with the crochet hook and just so now her hair is has matured quite well.
mm.
And it doesn't look like her hair started off with twists anymore because I had to go in and do those repairs. So yeah, I've had those clients who came in and they was just like, I don't know what to do with my hair. I want to cut it off. You don't have to cut it off. We can probably fix it because I'm patient like that. I'll take an assignment in a minute. But yeah, I've had those clients who are very happy with their locks. I have
Right.
one particular lady who has very fine hair, and now that her locks are in and it's flourishing and mature, it's full, and she
Mm,
thought she would never have full hair.
mm.
So
Okay.
yeah.
What makes your work or results different?
Okay, so
Or you
my
just,
work is different. I'm not going to say my results because I've seen a lot of very good, a lot of work that looks very good.
mm,
So I'm going to say my work is different because of how I pay attention
mm-hmm,
and I ask questions. I have clients who will say, "You're very in tune." I
mm,
think will be the best word to it because as I'm going through the clients here and I'm seeing, sorry, one client, um, I know she has an autoimmune issue.
mm-hmm.
And so sometimes she will miss appointments because she's not feeling well. And
Yeah.
so one time she didn't miss an appointment. She came on her schedule. But as soon as I got her over to the bowl and looked at her scalp, oh man, you had a flare up, huh? How'd you know? So things like that they pay attention to. So now because I know she had a flare up, I know I can't use a particular shampoo on her, and I know I have to go in with light texture because now she's
It's
it's gonna be yeah, she's gonna be tender.
mm,
So it's those type of things that I pay attention to. Again, if I see follicles coming out, I'm talking to you. Did you take your vitamins? Like, what are
mm,
we doing here? Are we stressed? If I see some issues going on up here, I have one client, she
mm,
flakes a lot when she goes through stress.
mm,
So I'm talking to my clients. I do have my clients where we could both put on our audio books and we don't have to talk at all unless I have particular questions. But when I'm talking to my clients and I'm paying attention to their hair, it's
mm,
more to it than just going in and doing your reties or your repairs. You are talking to your client to make sure that all is well with them, so that
mm.
all is well with their hair. I don't think people make that connection.
Yeah, I love that. And individual approaching it, each person as an individual,
Yeah,
um, in tune with them individually. I like that. So it's not a one
yeah.
size fits all approach. Yeah, I like that. What are some key principles you follow when working with microlocks?
Key principles that I follow: I'm making sure that I'm doing my rotations correctly. I'm making sure that my tensions are what my clients need,
Mm-hmm.
because with my finer hair clients, I don't necessarily go on with tight tension because either they need a little bit more poofiness. It is what it is. So, you kind of play around. I play around with those type of things to give the client what they need.
Someone spends a significant amount on microlocks but experiences unraveling, thinning, or poor results. What typically went wrong, and how would you approach correcting it?
what would typically go wrong in somebody who is going through some issues after an establishment? It will be a few things. What I'm seeing now in general, it will be the techniques used when you're establishing the locks. And so if the techniques are subpar,
Yeah.
if you're untrained, if you're winging it or guessing it, one thing that I really, 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 really hate to see is when people combine locks and it doesn't make sense. Right. So those type of things, yeah. Or you have one really, really small lock next to or underneath another big lock. Like,
Yeah. So
I want it to make sense.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I was explaining to my client this morning was when we doing the grids and we doing all of those things, everything needs to make sense. And what I don't want to do is to go into a grid and get lost completely. I know that when I do go in to do an establishment or even a retie, I want to go in and be able to make my slices and my partings and those things and stuff without having to assume, without even having to guess that it's a lock right here, but it's not right here. I got to find the next one. It kills time. So I understand why people talk about the locks. The grid is important, but people don't see the grid. And I'm going back and forth, and I know that at sometimes, because over time you end up losing the locks, you end up losing a lock or losing the grid or whatever. But if the grid makes sense from the beginning, whether you lose yourself within it, you can find yourself. And I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope it makes sense, because if you got a line right here, then keep your line right here. If you have to combine a lot, right, then we can kind of play around with some other things. But I think one of the things that kind of annoys me a little bit is when people just go in and do things and they're not trained and it doesn't make sense. And so it's just like when somebody has to go in behind them to fix, correct, or even follow up because they probably, the client couldn't get in the schedule or something like that. It's like, what am I looking at? What is this? How am I going to do this now? Create my game plan. Like all of those things I think about, when I'm going in and doing somebody's hair, especially a new client.
So I have a question for you. In that case, if you're going behind someone that did not install properly or maintain properly, would you recommend taking it completely down at times? Have you had that situation where you felt it was the better option was to just start again?
Yes. And I'm still doing repairs on that 2-year client. Because I did tell her, I have to say, I've never counted her locks, but I feel like she has that 600 lock count. And that one was 2-strand twisted and braided at the roots. And so 600 tiny locks, right, with somebody with very high density hair. And when I say very high density hair, I mean loose, natural, combed out, blow dried. It's still out to here.
Yeah.
And she didn't start short. She started long.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And so because I've known her, I did her hair when we first started Royal Maine. And again, we've been in business for 10 years. I was doing her loose, natural hair then. And when she found out I did locks, I wasn't taking new clients. She went to somebody else and then came back to me like, I don't know what happened. So it was that same scenario, huh? Yeah, she said, yeah. Right. And then I did tell her, I said, we should combine. That's what I said to her initially. We should combine. Because at that point, she wasn't mature. Yep, she was still newly locked. And I said, we should combine. And she was like, I really want my locks to stay the size. So I really think that the lock sizing is her thing. But the twists was definitely a problem. Definitely a problem.
Okay. What would you say to someone who does that installation with those 5 different things going on? The 3
I
different.
don't like, right. So what I don't like is when everything is started out in a whole bunch of different ways. You're not gonna like my answer to this.
Mm-hmm.
I because the only way I would actually consider doing a twist establishment is if they got 4C here. If you don't have 4C here and you ask me for a twist, and then I'm not gonna do it, because what I have realized is that 4C here locks regardless of what.
Right.
If it's anything other than that, we're gonna have a problem. And so, yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yep.
I wouldn't do it. I would definitely say 2-strand twist locks will give you bunching, will
Mhm.
give you the slippage, will give you too much frizz that I really don't care for.
Mhm.
Um, but to each its own. To each its own. I have not done a twist set in a very long time,
Mhm.
I would say. But I did start out, when I started out, I did start using it, and I quickly learned
Mhm.
it wasn't for me.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. What can clients expect when they book with you?
When they book with me as a loctician or a educator, because I'm not trying to take any more clients on. We
Okay.
are going to be, no,
Yeah.
I am manifesting another loctician and another hairstylist in here.
Yeah.
And so anybody else who will be coming into the salon looking for locks will be going on to the other locticians that are accepting clients. Me personally, I am accepting students.
Okay. So
So
let's
that way,
rephrase that question. What can
right.
students expect, or potential students expect? What can people expect when they enroll with you for training?
Okay. What people can expect with me and my trainings. Um, Professionalism, one. The next thing that they will expect is to be able to get real world education, to get the information that they need from somebody who is actually doing the work, who is actually giving, learning from experience. So you're gaining my experiences just by me explaining these things to you. You'll get the information that you need to be able to excel in this business and do great work as a loctician. Um, the curriculum is extensive to the point where even mindset
Mhm.
is something that we speak about within the program. And so, on top of you getting everything that you need for the training itself, between mannequin heads and tools and clips, you'll also get the mindset that you'll be able to need. You'll be able to get um, everything that can be able to set you up into your lock business, or even if you want to be able to do it at home yourself.
Yes.
So in that case, it's fun. I like to
Mhm.
give away prizes. I like to give away gifts. um
Yeah, it's very
I think
fun.
the first couple of yeah, thank you. The first 2 days, yeah, we had a lot of fun. And then I had the videographer here, and we were taking
Yes.
pictures, and yeah, so it's
And music.
I like to make it a thing. My last ladies, the cohort, we had a graduation, and it was their idea, like it wasn't even my idea. So I'm open to just making
Yeah.
it fun and having everybody enjoy the time that they, because sometimes when you're sitting in a classroom setting, it could be a little bit boring. So I'll
Mhm.
throw on some music sometimes just to kind of get people going as they're working on the mannequins. And so yeah, it's more so laid back, but you're getting everything that you need to
Mhm.
be able to start your lock business.
Yes, absolutely. I had something I was going to say, and it just went out my head. Um, and what are your upcoming classes,
Mhm.
availability, or any services that you like to share? And how may
Okay,
people contact you?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
What was
it
that
was
last part?
how can people contact you, but that's a separate question. Let's talk
Hmm,
about the
hmm.
availability of your classes, services you like.
So right now, I have my next cohort class is May 19th to the 22nd. It is a Tuesday to Friday in May. And so registration is done on the 30th of April. The plan is to get started from 10 o'clock every day until we're done. We get our 40 hours in. Your mannequin will be done by the time that class is done. So that way we can be able to push on to getting the certifications together. With that being said, I don't want to say it, but I kind of do want to say it, where, you know, whoever is the top in the class might have an opportunity to interview. Because again, I am looking for another loctician. So, I mean, why not if I know that they're trained well?
By you. Yeah. Right. System that you follow.
By the system that we taught. And that's another thing too, because it's 3 of us in here now. 2 of the 3 of us are Microloc Mastery certified. And I my goal is to run a Microloc Mastery certified salon. So it is what it is.
That's awesome. How many people contact you, even if they're interested in any of your services, the training? Yeah.
Or so people can contact me. Yes, people could contact me on royalmainhairstudio.com. Or my tag is down at the bottom. My Instagram tag is down at the bottom. Elevate your locks. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I'm on TikTok as well and YouTube, all under Elevate Your Locks. So you can find me that way. And all of my links are on all of my social media platforms and my website again, royalmainhairstudio.com.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Is it spelled?
Okay. Yes, it is spelled correctly.
.com.
Yep. There's a page on my website as well where that's /education, where all of my Microloc Mastery links are on that page.
Okay.
So if they click on that, they'll go to all of my links, whether it be joining up for the site program, even joining up for the full program. You know, those type of things are on that link. So everything that you would need is there. I also have my LockLogic program where everything that you need to know about upkeep for your hair is in the LockLogic program, and that's at elevateyourlocks.com. One of these days, I'm going to put all of these things together.
Elevateyourlocks.com.
Yep.
Okay, let me just write it. Oh, I love 8. Oh, my. Why do I act like I don't know? Oh, it's scrolling. Hold on. Let me not. This is so clunky.
It's cool, because if it was me doing this, it wouldn't happen.
It's doing it as a banner. I know. I didn't want to do. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Yep. So what can they find here again?
So on elevateyourlocks.com, you will find my LockLogic program there. LockLogic is a program that I put together that helps people to understand how to maintain your hair at home. Or for my locticians, it teaches you how to talk to your clients about how to maintain their hair at home. It talks about porosity levels, high and low porosity levels. It also talks about products that you can be able to use, the best products to use for your porosity level. It talks about curl patterns as well and how to maintain the hair. It talks about hair personalities. And I like it because I kind of named the hair personalities so that way you can be able to address it when you see it, as opposed to being really analytical. So I have one that is called the hybrid hero, where you have different textures in the hair.
You are highly successful. I really admire your business. I admire your motivation, your go-get-itness. I want that word. What's the word? Go get it? Go-getter?
I can make it a word. Go-get-itness is a word.
Go-get-itness.
Go-get-itness. Yes. I'm going to use that as my hashtag. Go-get-itness.
What would you say to someone considering certification?
So certification is definitely helpful because one, it proves that you started and finished training to be proficient in something. Like it shows that you are at least proficient and have mastered what it is that you've learned. So the certification itself is beneficial. You can be able to show to somebody, okay, this is what I got. I finished it. And somebody looked over my work and certified me and say, this is good. So this is one thing on my back to say, okay, yeah. But then it's also a confidence thing as well, because being on YouTube Academy ain't, you know, so who is vetting you? You know, outside of that, who's vetting you? Outside of whatever it is that you learn. You still don't even know if you're doing it correctly off of the video that you watched.
And you can't troubleshoot either. You can't troubleshoot when something comes up that you
exactly. And somebody who can't, and then God forbid if they don't have any prior hair experience and they're trying these things and then trying to troubleshoot and don't even know how to troubleshoot, it's like you're compounding your issues on top of each other. You're just digging yourself in a deeper hole. So again, having that certification, and then with Microloc Mastery, you at least have those the classes, you have mentorship, you have a lot of different ways to be able to get in contact with a whole bunch of different people to be able to get the assistance that you need. So it's like on top of you getting certified, you also have help. So why not? You don't have to go it alone, pretty much. You don't have to go it alone. Just join the certification, join Microloc Mastery, you go.
Love it. I guess one final thought is, any final thoughts you have that you want people to understand about either Microlocs or the Microloc certification, training? Any final thoughts?
This first things first is this industry is not for the weak at heart, and it's not for somebody who wants a money grab. If it's for the money grab, you will get found. You will get found out. You will get caught out. They will call your name on social media and say so-and-so did not do me right. They did me wrong. That's one thing. So patience is something that you need. And just taking your time and learning what you're not even learning what you're doing, just taking your time and doing the best work that you can do will always be beneficial, especially if you want longevity in this business. And so what I would say, first and foremost, out of everything is make sure that this is what you want to do. Take your time and learn as much as you can and put your best foot forward on every single client that you work on. And those three things, I think, once you continue to do it, and consistency as well, don't forget consistency in those aspects, then I think it can take you a very long way in this industry.
Yes, definitely. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much, Renada.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. I am grateful for the opportunity.
I'm happy you're here.
I said
I'm grateful for you. I'm happy you're here.
Thank you.